Like many other students, Hashini Anushakumara might have set off for school this morning with a lot of expectations as she was to compete in the 5,000 meters track event at the inter-house sports meet of Rivisanda Central College in Aranayaka. However, bringing tears to those who loved her, Hashini breathed her last today.
Hashini Anushakumara, a student at the Rivisanda Central College in Aranayaka, took part in the 5,000 meters track event in the inter-house sports meet this morning. However, she collapsed halfway through the event. Teachers and students who reacted immediately took her to the hospital, but she had already passed away. She ran only about 200 meters, then she collapsed. 18-year-old Hashini Anushakumara was a grade 13 commerce student at the Rivisanda Central College. We can't believe this, and it is very sad. She was a very talented and well-disciplined student. Hashini Anushakumara was a resident from East Rahala in Aranayaka. The magisterial inquest into her sudden death was conducted by the Mavanala magistrate Srinath Vijayasekara this evening. This is not the first occasion on which such incidents have been reported during this year. On the 31st of January, a student died while competing in the marathon of the inter-house sports meet of the Chilao National School. The cause of death was a defect in her heart. We have already informed all the principals that all the participants should be more than 15 years old and have their parents' permission, and they must have a medical test. The attention of the Institute of Sports Medicine has also been drawn towards this issue.
Even recently we launched safety program in rugby, and for that one of the suggestions was to make compulsory that medical obtained from a Western MBBS doctor is essential before you take part in any form of sports. We have done it for sports like karate, and we introduced it for rugby, but I think for all sports now in the future we will have to make sure that that becomes a law. I think we'll have to speak with honorable ministers, both ministers, education and sports, and get them to pass this as a law that you can't take part in sports without a medical certificate. I think that they'll have to insist on that so that we can prevent the incidences like this in the future, and that the medical examination should at least include an ECG. Of course, with all that, even in the West, you can get heart problems in young athletes. Sudden cardiac death is well noted. However, that at least the basic precautions have to be taken. Then only we can avoid situations like this in the future.
United National Party parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa says that the government should work on behalf of the public who voted them into power.
The government, which begged from the IMF for loans on high interest rates, has now turned to China after their request was rejected. For what are these high interest rate loans obtained for? Not for the construction of houses, not to supply electricity, not to provide clean drinking water, and not to provide employment. The government is obtaining these high interest rate loans to protect their lifestyles with Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Jaguars, Cadillacs and limousines. In truth, the government has to go begging not on behalf of themselves, but on behalf of the people of this country who voted them into power. MP Sajid Premadasa expressed this view at an event held to distribute aid to those affected by the recent floods in the Bogahavawa, Lundugambehera.
Views were expressed at separate media briefings convened today regarding an incident where the son of a Deputy Inspector General of Police was attacked by a group that included the son of a high-ranking government minister.
ප්‍රශ්න කිරීමට හැකිවන පරිදි නව නීතියක් ආණ්ඩුව විසින් සම්මත කරගනු ලැබුවා.
The government passed a bill that enables detention and interrogation for a period of 48 hours at the police. The United National Party and other parties who were against this move spoke against this at length in Parliament. Recently, we witnessed the latest incident in the drama of government MPs and ministers and their children, where the son of a high-ranking minister had assaulted the son of the DIG in the province. While the victim was being treated at the intensive care unit, the minister's son had gone to the police and was released almost instantly on police bail. So any citizen in this will have a problem regarding as to whether this 48-hour rule will only be implemented for certain individuals as per the whims of certain individuals.
ඇමති පුතා පොලිසියට ගිහිල්ලා එවෙලෙම පොලිස් ඇපයකින් එළියට එනවා. එතකොට මේ පැය 48 ප්‍රශ්න කිරීමේ නීති තියෙන්නේ එක එක පුජ්‍යලයට එක එක විදිහට ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නද කියන ගැටලුව අද ඕනෑම පුදවැසියෙකුට ප්‍රශ්නයක් හැටියට තියෙනවා.
ඒ පහර දීමේදී බරපතල තුවාල ඇතුව රෝහල්ගත කරන අවස්ථාවේදී පොලිසියට කිසිම
At the time the injured was being admitted to hospital, the police had released the minister's son and the others on police bail without producing them in court and without conducting any other duties. While these people are being treated in such a fashion, recently a child who could not pay a sum of money to the school was produced in court and released after being fined 50,000 rupees for picking up 8 coconuts.
ගෙවා ගන්න බැරුව පොල් ගෙඩි 8ක් ඇහිඳගත්තු දරුවව අන්තිමේදී උසාවි දාලා රුපියල් 50,000ක දඩේකුත් නියම කරලා ඒ දරුවව නීති මාර්ගයේ හරියාකාරව කෙරුවා.
Police Sub-Inspector Anushakumara Rajapaksa, who was attached to the Kotadeniyawa Police Traffic Unit, died in an accident this morning.
The police media unit said that the accident occurred along the Naiwala Udukampala main road in the Pothupitikanda area while he was riding to work. The motorbike which he had been riding veered off the road when the sub-inspector lost control of the motorbike. The police sub-inspector, who was grievously injured in the accident, succumbed to his injuries following admission to the Gampa hospital. He was 46 years old and a father of 5 children.
The Mahasangha points out that there are no opposition parties which stand against the burdening issues faced by the people. The national organizer of the United Bhikkhu Front, Venerable Ulapane Sumangala Thera, says that relieving that pressure that has been put on the people should be a priority of the opposition.
විපක්ෂයක වගකීම වෙන්නට ඕනේ රටේ ජනතාව යම්කිසි
The responsibility of the opposition should be to gather the people against the ruling party if the ruling party is attempting to put the people in a crisis situation. We do not see the United National Party or the JVP or even the TNA doing their duty as the opposition. The opposition leader is acting according to his own agenda and is unconditionally rendering his support to the government. In the past, when the cost of living increased and when various issues cropped up in society, all the parties representing society came forward and did their duty on behalf of the people. It is sad to say that it is clearly evident that not a single party in the opposition is doing their duty in a proper manner. Today, the people are feeling the dire need for an opposition in this country.
Chairman of the All Island Private Bus Associations Collective, Gamanu Vijayaratna, says that the meeting between private bus associations and the Minister of Transport concluded on a positive note today.
අමාත්‍යතුමාගෙන් නම්‍යශීලී ප්‍රතිඵලයක් අපිට ලැබුණා. අමාත්‍යතුමා පිළිගත්තා.
We were given a flexible solution by the minister. The minister also accepted that we should be given a concession. So the minister asked for more time so that he can present a proposal to the cabinet. We had a discussion and decided to grant the minister 2 weeks to prepare a mechanism for the concession.
අපි ඒකාබද්ධව සාකච්ඡා කළා අමාත්‍යතුමාට සති දෙකක කාලයක ප්‍රමාණයක් දුන්නා මේ සානාධාරය ක්‍රමවේදය සකසන්න.
මේ වෙලාවේදී ඔවුන් දැන් අලුත් යෝජනාවක් හැටියට සානාධාරයක් ගැන කතා කරනවා. එතන මේ මූලික
They are requesting for a concession. They are not asking for a monetary concession. They are asking for a concession by amending the existing framework. They said that they will grant us 2 weeks to reach a decision. We hope to discuss the matter with the Treasury and reach a decision within these 2 weeks.
කාලෙකදී අපි මානගාරයත් එක්ක ඒ පිළිබඳව සාකච්ඡා කරලා තීන්දුවක් දෙන්න අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Today's U report was submitted by Madhava Jayatilaka from Matale. The Malvatta road in the Matale district was damaged by the recent heavy rains. Commuters and motorists using this road are severely inconvenienced. The locals in the area hope that the authorities will direct their attention towards the issue. Madhava Jayatilaka for U report.
ප්‍රදේශවාසීන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මම U report වෙනුවෙන් මාතලේ සිට මාධව ජයතිලක.
If you want to sign up for News First U Report, the country's first citizen journalism initiative, simply log on to www.newsfirst.com. lk/ureport. Join the UReport family and send in your video and photographs of things happening in your locality.
The Ministry of Cooperatives and Internal Trade has seized 25,000 kilograms of basmati rice imported from India, which had no indication of the date of manufacture, date of expiry or price.
The stocks of rice were discovered during a raid conducted by the ministry on Old Moor Street in Peta today. The stocks have been valued at over 4 million rupees. The ministry added that the 1,025 kilogram sacks of rice only had the month of manufacture indicated on them.
We seized the goods under the Consumer Affairs Authority Act because it is violation of our Act. The 1,000 sacks of rice that were seized will be produced before the Maligakanda Magistrates Court and a case will be filed. Future steps will be taken in accordance with the instructions of the magistrate.
Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa says the wages of graduates who were recently recruited to the public service will be increased to 23,000 rupees from this month onwards. The minister says that the government will incur a cost of 1.2 billion rupees to pay the wages of these 55,000 graduates.
A one-day workshop was held in Colombo today to develop the skills and ensure stability for hawkers on trains, buses and pavements. Participating in this workshop, Minister Basil Rajapaksa said that steps will be taken to allow hawkers to continue their trade in a manner that will not affect the safety and security of commuters. Recently, 50,000 graduates were recruited for wages of 10,000 rupees a month through the budget. Now it has come up to the cabinet, and from this month onwards, these 55,000 graduates will receive 23,000 rupees a month. Multiply 55,000 by 23,000 and see how many millions the government will have to spend per month. The government will spend 1,200 million. Accordingly, the government will spend 14 billion annually on these people and all of the people because they are learned people. We have recruited them and are spending on them in order to use their strength for our economy.